Very much, and welcome inside Rexall Place as we get ready for the second of 5 meetings between the Oilers and the Coyotes. Look at the starting goaltenders, brought to you by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of the NHL. Ben Scrimmons gets his 12th start of the season. All 4 of his wins this year have come here on Rexall Ice. And at the other end, 28-year-old Devin Dubnyk faces his old team for the first time in the regular season. He stopped all 35 shots Friday in Vancouver for his 3rd win of the year. He was here October 1st. He gave up 3 goals on 33 shots in a preseason loss to the Oilers, but this one counts in the standings.
The start is going to be so important for both teams, but especially for the Oilers. They need to gain some momentum during the game and be able to keep it.
Taylor Hall, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, with Benoit Pouliot on the top line. So Taylor Hall does not start with his familiar mates just yet. The shot tipped by Pouliot in the high slot, and Devin Dubnyk makes the save. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by Ford, official automotive partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
Talking to Dallas Aikens today, he wants max effort, max speed, no matter how many minutes you're on the ice. 6, 12, 15, doesn't matter. Give them everything you got. And obviously with the Phoenix Coyotes, but the Arizona Coyotes, we've talked about starts. You want to, and he wants max effort, max speed, no matter how many minutes you're on the ice. 6, 12, 15, doesn't matter. Give them everything you got. And obviously with the Phoenix Coyotes, the Arizona Coyotes, we've talked about starts. We want to get after the Oilers early, put them on their heels.
Taylor Hall gets his first taste of Rexall Ice since November 1st when he was hurt in that game against the Vancouver Canucks. He is with David Perron and Mark Arcabello. Mikel Bacher, the Oilers familiar with him. He had a hat-trick, his first of his career in that game, October 15th in Arizona, a 7-4 loss by the Oilers.
Edmonton Oilers 2016
Ferris goes right up the middle, picked up by Arcabello. Arcabello to Hall. Taylor Hall with his first touch. Hall shot went off the
Value H. YouTube.
Arcabello on the near side. Here's Arcabello to the middle. Throws it towards the net. Dubnyk makes the save. Looking for the rebound. Up the middle, picked up by Dubnyk. Makes the save. Looking for the rebound.
0% verdict.
As he gets the puck down low, he's going to circle out high. Good job by Mark.
Over to the players. A lot of them new on the Oilers. A 7-4 loss by the Oilers. Ferris goes right up the middle. Taylor Hall with his first touch. Hall toe drag shot went off the collar. Arcabello on the near side. Here is Arcabello to the middle. Throws it towards the net. Dubnyk makes the save. Perron looking for the rebound. The middle picked up by Arcabello. Arcabello to Hall. Taylor Hall with his first touch. Hall toe drag shot went off the collar. Arcabello on the near side. Here is Arcabello to the middle. Throws it towards the net. Dubnyk makes the save. Perron looking for the rebound.
If we keep
wearing number 9 with a couple of with Shane Doan and Rob Klinkhammer. Sam Gagner with a couple of assists in that game against Vancouver put him over the 300-point mark for his career. He now has 301.
It's interesting what Dave Tippett said. He compared Sam Gagner's situation to his situation when he first was traded, was with an organization for a long time, went to a new team, and finally David Poyle was general manager with the new team, took him aside and said, Dave, just play. Stop thinking, just go play. And I kind of think Sam Gagner's in the same situation where it's stop thinking, just go play.
His 499th career NHL game here against the team he spent 7 years with. Keith Ollinger has been a pleasant surprise for the Edmonton Oilers. Yakubov tips it up the center, and there is Gagner. Sam Gagner intended for Shane Doan, too far for him. Nikitin gets it to Hendricks. Hendricks, Joensuu, and Gordon. Here comes Schultz. Gets spun around and knocked down by Michael Stone. Natali trying to get it out, and so they finally do work it out to center. Bombini picked it, and it was picked off by Gordon. Schultz hammers it in. Around the board he goes. Hendricks waiting for it. He gets tied up with Brandon McMillan. Gordon with the puck now. Now bouncing puck comes to Michael Stone. And Stone will ease that puck to Crombie. He works it out to center. Johansson circles away from Crombie. Crombie stayed with it, forced the turnover. Martin Hansel, that natural hat trick for the Phoenix Coyotes in that game against Vancouver, out there with Martin Erat and a former Edmonton Oilers draft pick, Tobias Reeder. Now a race. Erat gets cut off there by Jeff Petrie.
That's what Jeff Petrie can do. He can get on his horse. Good speed there to catch Erat.
Flicks it in, and he'll go after it along with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Hopkins tied up there by Hansel, but Pouliot comes up with a puck to Everly. His shot, and that one is kind of beats in the place. Pouliot in the corner gets knocked down. Nugent-Hopkins plays it back to Petrie. Jeff Petrie throws it towards the net, blocked by Hansel. Kept in though. Here's Pouliot right out in front. Everly dropped it back, and Erat was the only guy there, and he intercepted it.
Ran out of room.
Reeder flips it in, and he will go off on a change. Tobias Reeder played in the World Junior Championships as well as the World Championships with Leon Draisaitl. Perron, pass for Hall, just out of his reach. Yandel is there, but Perron brings it back in. Keith Yandel playing in his 403rd straight game. Murphy almost got caught. Perron cycles with Hall, looking for Arcabello. It was tipped away before it could get there by Connor Murphy. Murphy, a first-round draft pick in 2011. He was 20th overall. Draisaitl, the puck behind him, intercepted by Doan, but coming back is Teddy Purcell.
Good support by Purcell.
He gets it to Yakubov. Yakubov right in front of his own net with a head of steam and a nice little pass just out of the reach of Leon Draisaitl. And the corner lost it. Trying to recover against Purcell and gets it to Doan and Shane Doan. Connor Murphy off the boards for Rob Klinkhammer. He will bang that in. It comes right to Ben Scrivens, and with Gagne bearing down on him, decides to hang on to it. It comes right to Ben Scrivens, and with Gagne bearing down on him, decides to hang on to it.
One of the bright spots on defense has been Jeff Petrie, the stabilizer, as I'm trying to call him, because that's what Dallas Eakins refers to him as. Marty Erat's got a full head of steam. 1-2 steps, and Jeff Petrie's right back, cuts him off. And then right after that, well, 30 seconds after that, defense spurs your offense. Nice try to get in front of the net, but Jordan Everly ran out of room. He knew he wasn't going to be able to get it past Devin Dubnyk, tried to center it, but you get a little offensive near chance because no shot went on net. But if it wasn't for Petrie making that play, the offensive chance doesn't happen.
Boyd Gordon wins the draw. Boyd Gordon in the top 10 when it comes to faceoffs. He is currently ranked 8th in the league.
His last 5 games, he's been at 50% or better. That's a nice trust factor if you're a coach to throw out Boyd Gordon. One of the things that Jeff Petrie, though, and go back to Jeff, what he does so well is that he's able to use his stick so effectively. And now when you watch Boyd Gordon, watch how he uses his stick and his technique in the face-off circle. It's quite interesting. And asking Boyd about the technique, he goes, listen, I got to try to get in somehow because they're just dropping the puck and there's a lot of big guys that can get over and are able to overpower me.
How about Martin Hansel? 6'6", 226 pounds, and there is Hansel at almost 60%. So it's going to be an interesting.
Got to try to get in somehow because they're just dropping the puck and there's a lot of big guys that can get over and are able to overpower me.
How about Martin Hansel? 6'6", 226 pounds, and there is Hansel at almost 60%. So it's going to be an interesting challenge for number 27 tonight.
And Boyd's got a unique style when he takes faceoffs.
He's up against Joe Vitale right now, gets down low and wings it right back to Andrew Ferentz, who plays it off the boards for Johansson. Jesse Johansson tips it in.
Always drops to that knee and gets really strong low.
Says he's going to keep doing it till they outlaw. Here's Petrie with a shot. Dubnyk the save. Jeff Petrie got his first goal of the season and tied it up against Ottawa in that game on Thursday. Hendricks from the corner. Checked by Crombie, fights him off. Petrie with it now. Petrie just flips it ahead as the Oilers want to get a change in. They have done all the shooting so far in this game. 5 minutes into the period, 5 shots for the Oilers, none for Arizona.
And this is the momentum that Matt Hendricks talked to me about today. About keep that momentum in shots. If that first goal goes in against you, so what? Keep doing what's getting you those shots and those chances.
Pouliot lost it to Hansel. keeps it in. Reader couldn't get to it ahead of the Heat, who got it to Fane. Fane to Eberle, but he was tied up by Ekman-Larsson. And Ekman-Larsson able to keep it in. Hanzo with it now. Short angle shot. Scrimmins the save. The puck loose. And it's picked up by Nugent-Hopkins. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins with a head of steam across the red line. Moving in with Pouliot. Pouliot shot, and he whistled that one wide. Fane could not get over in time to keep it in. Oh, out the middle for Pouliot. Pass intended for Eberle is broken up by Ekman-Larsson. Ekman-Larsson and Yandel. Drew, I think it was going to be on the ice between the two of them almost the entire game. Yeah. Laurie Korpikoski with Vermette and Bodker. Korpikoski, Vermette shot. That one doesn't get through. Schultz checks Bodker, but Bodker plays it back to Yandel. Steps into a shot, steered aside by Dan Scrimmins. The rebound sits there. It's still loose. Pressure now by the Coyotes. Their first real sustained attack. Antoine Vermette lays it back to the point. Connor Murphy throws it towards the cage, and that gets deflected off the stick of Pouliot and up into the net. Rogers Oilers hockey here on Sportsnet.
Welcome back, and a welcome back to Taylor Hall, who returns to the lineup. When he was injured, his mornings would generally start around 10 a.m. He would come to the rink, rehab, as well as ride the bike. The more he started to skate, then the less bike riding he did. But when he wasn't at the rink and he went home, a couple of the things that he had to do, and you would imagine he had to do a lot of movement with his knee just to loosen it up and for him to get comfortable. And then the other thing he did, bring the ice, hurry up, come on. He would have to elevate his leg and put the ice on there 2 to 3 times. And the other thing, Drew and Kevin, my witness, was there. He said he liked watching the broadcast. So nice of Taylor to say that.
Said he loved Drew, he loves Gene, me. He loves Gene. He loves Gene. Who doesn't? He's a big fan of Gene's humor. 13:27 left to go in the first period. The shots starting to even up as Sam Gagner will take this draw along with Flamehammer and Doan against Nugent-Hopkins. A scramble draw controlled by the Oilers, and they start away. Hall. Eberle back to Hall. Hall with a wrist shot. Dubnyk the save. Well, that didn't take too long to get the big three back together again.
And then when you look at what Dallas Aikens was saying today, he did mention that this was going to be a very fluid situation. But I love Jeff Petrie up in that rush. Jeff Petrie just activates from the point. We'll give a go at the blue line. Jeff Petrie streaking down the middle, shot towards the net. That's a smart play by Taylor Hall. See the guy driving, get it towards net, maybe you got a rebound.
Draisaitl, Purcell, and Yakupov out there now. And Yakupov stealing it away from Ekman-Larsson. Dominic McCall. Crombeen will backhand it. It hit Draisaitl. And he'll play it back to Schultz. Justin Schultz trying to make a move around Joe Vitale. Gets stopped. Vitale brings it in, fires a shot. Scrimmins the save. Hangs on. No rebound for Crombeen.
Cheering for any team that can give him a big payday. This is the Sports Select Legends free agent, a real ruthless such and such.
Get your game on with tools.
Time to play Safeway's $1 million score and win. If any Oilers player scores 5 goals in tonight's game, Wilden Miller of Wetaskiwin, Alberta could win $1 million. Shop at Safeway and you could be our next lucky winner right here on Sportsnet.
Drew, here's the battle we talked about. Martin Hanzal and Boyd Gordon. And Gordon wins that.
Didn't go down to the one knee either. He stayed really wide-based, but he was able to get over the face-off circle right away, not allowing Hanzal to get over top.
Hendricks to Gordon. Gordon off the boards for Joensuu. Joensuu moving in. Centering pass goes right through the paint. Kept in by Hendricks, looking for Gordon in the corner. Behind the net, here's Joensuu. Joensuu plays it out in front. Iraq with the steal. Tobias Reeder will flip it in, chase it himself. He and Fane come together. Hanzal in there as well. It is Reeder who comes away with the puck. Tobias Reeder turns and pinned against the boards by Fane. Hanzal lost it to Nikitin. Iraq comes back. It is tough sledding down there in the corners.
Work in the corner and behind the net is what the Coyotes do every game day. They work on 1-on-1, 2-on-1, 3-on-3 down low.
Dave Tippett, 200 wins in the desert. Hall gets stopped at the blue line, and it's an offside call.
2-on-1, 3-on-3. Coyotes do every game day. They work on 1-on-1, 2-on-1, 3-on-3 down low.
Dave Tippett, 200 wins in the desert. Hall gets stopped at the blue line, and it's an off ball. Dave Tippett, 200 wins in the desert. Hall gets stopped at the blue line, and it's an offside call.
Now, Dave Tippett is just an outstanding coach. When you look at Dave Tippett, what he does, he gets the most out of every player. And I remember talking to him when we got to the desert on his first trip. And we go, do you do anything differently? He said, not really. He said, the message is kind of always the same. Go play hard, go play the best of your ability. And he has an accountability saying, go play hard, go play the best of your ability. And he has an accountability standard that he doesn't waver from.
He is 16-2-3 as a coach of the Coyotes against the Oilers. Backhand by Eberle, stopped by Dubnik. Gagne from the corner. Pouliot watching him. Pouliot back on that top line. Ferentz shoots it right back in. Dubnik lets it go. Keith Yandel waiting for it. Takes it from Pouliot as he gets it to his D partner, Connor Murphy. Round to the near side. Shane Doan flips that puck high, too far for Rob Klinkhammer. And Petrie pushes it back to Scribbins, who hangs on.
It's interesting on that play. Andrew Ferentz wanted to pinch down, and so what Shane Doan did, he took the puck instead of trying to battle up high, took it back lower into the zone, and all of a sudden defensemen go, I don't really want to go that deep into the offensive zone. It provides you with all kinds of space and time. So bring the puck back down low, then turn, and you gain so much space because defenseman is kind of that electronic area, like the dog gets shocked when he goes outside the yard. Same thing with defensemen. I don't want to go below the hash marks.
The return of Taylor Hall, incidentally, meant some lineup changes for the Oilers. Eero Pakarinen has been set down in the minors as that puck goes up into the netting. He and Oscar Klefbom have gone back to OKC.
Now, the question was when Taylor Hall went out of the lineup, who was going to pick up the scoring slack? Who was going to be able to do the things that they needed to do? Well, the big boys stepped up. That line stepped up. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins was absolutely the driving force behind the line. Jordan Eberle is putting the goals in the net. And Benoit Pouliot just fit in really nicely, especially on that road trip out east in his familiar territory. He was one of the driving forces why that line was so successful.
Ferentz with a shot to rebound. David Perron was looking for it. Dubnik went down, gets back up. Ferentz has the puck. Ferentz checked by Bajek. Andrew Ferentz down in the corner. Still alive underneath him. Now it's kicked to the far side. And it's picked up by Ekman Larsson. Quick outlet pass to Lauren Korpikoski. Korpikoski moving in against Arcabello. Collision in behind the net. Both Barker and Korpikoski go down. The Oilers come out with Hall. He'll backhand it in. Look at Petrie. Jeff Petrie gets to the puck first. Petrie circles the net, turns and shoots. And Dubnik makes the save with Perron right in his driving the net.
Good job by Jeff Petrie, but earlier, a really good chance. Again, shooting the puck, driving the net, looking for something. The puck just squeaks out, but the Coyotes collapse to the front. Michael Bachner doing a good job. And Jeff Petrie, again, jumping up in the play. Smart thing, turn and fire. Not looking for that extra pass, looking for simplicity and a direct line to the net.
Draisaitl wins it right back to Ollie through traffic. And Devin Dubnik makes the save, and he'll hang on again. We'll get another face-off.
Used to have a Pee Wee coach, Howie Hicks, used to always say, constant dropping wears the stone. And that's what the Oilers are trying right now in this first period. Just keep peppering and putting the puck towards Devin Dubnik. Now you just got to get some people there.
11 shots so far. And Ollie took a big run at Brandon McMillan and knocked him into the boards. The play continues, an offside call at the Coyote blue line. Rogers Oilers hockey from Rexall Place, right here on the net.
Well, Sam Gagne will see familiar faces on the ice and in the stands. Former members of the Oilers like Gagne always appreciate the time spent with the likes of Joey Moss. And it isn't just a hockey friendship that takes place at the rink. They're outside the rink. There's Sam and Joey, as well as all the hours that were spent at Rexall Place. And Sam said, even in a bad day, Joey always had a smile on his face, and there's no one like Joey. Former players realize that even more once they're gone. That takes place at the rink. They're outside the rink. There's Sam and Joey, as well as all the hours that were spent at Rexall Place. And Sam said, even in a bad day, Joey always had a smile on his face, and there's no one like Joey. Former players realize that even more once they're gone.
Sam Gagner, 481 games played in an Oiler uniform, and 295 of his 301 points were scored here. Nugent-Hopkins on the fly. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins dishes to Pouliot. Pouliot trying to get that to settle down, and back the other way comes Erat. Erat avoids the hit from the Keaton. Payne gets there first. Hansel on the intercept. Battles with Pouliot. Nugent-Hopkins. Quick pass to Everett. Moving in against Yandel. Goes wide on Yandel. Played it behind the net. Connor Murphy got there ahead of Taylor Hall, but Everly gets it back. Everett still has it. Jordan Everly takes the look. Down low was Arcabello, but he was cut off before he could get a shot. And Yandel lugs it out to center and backhands it in. Keith Yandel averaging 25 minutes and 28 seconds a game. Perron.
One of the things that John Shannon and Billy Jaffe talked about in the studio was challenging Kevin Dubnyk more than the Vancouver Canucks did. You can see why it's hard to challenge him, because Arizona collapses right to the net. You've got to get inside if you want to push Dubnyk back.
All moving in, and offside is the call. The Schultz was just ahead of it.
He talked about his learning curve, and you always have to keep learning. He also mentioned some of the guys that he, if you look at the shot towards net, and some of the things, and you look at that he, if you look at the shot towards net, and some of the things that Dallas Aikman, some of the guys that he confides in around the league, always looking to get a little bit more absorption. He confides in around the league, always looking to get a little bit more absorption information. He says if you stop learning, you stop working.
And you know what?
Compliment. See, play. 7.
For a point on England, you mentioned a young player trying to make his mark in the National Hockey League. Bad timing there as Russell turned around with the reverse pass and Chuck didn't lay up in time. So the first penalty and an early opportunity for the Oilers to get this crowd back on their feet.
Power Play is brought to you by BioSteel Sports Nutrition, the natural choice for everyday performance. Drink the pink. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins starts on the power play. McDavid is to his left. Maroon to his right. There's a shot from the point.
A good handle on it. He threw it to dishes off for Gormley. Gormley did not get a good handle on it. Just threw it towards the net. Petrie intercepted it. Gordon around the board to go. Stone pitching to try and keep it in against Hendricks. Butker chased back out into neutral ice. Just over 8 minutes left to go in the first period. The Oilers out shooting the Coyotes 11-6. Vermette. Butker. His shot goes wide. Gormley pitches in. And a penalty coming up. The first power play of this game will go to the Arizona Coyotes.
Maybe a high stick. Driving towards the net. Boyd Gordon's back on defense. Just right at the top of the frame, you see that Korpikoski's going to go in, and then playing defensively, Boyd Gordon gets his stick up and bang. Strictly accidental, but after Korpikoski got up, Boyd Gordon went over and gave him a little tap. Of course, Boyd Gordon and Laurie played together in the desert.
First power play goes to the Coyotes, who were 1 for 4 when these teams met on October 15th. Ekman Larson shot goes high and wide. Gagner keeps it in on the far side, and a great play by Nugent-Hopkins on the intercept. Dubnyk races out and makes the play out of charging Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Erat brings it in. Nugent-Hopkins hustling back. Gagner from the corner. Nikita Nikitin and Mark Payne are the defensive pair as Nugent-Hopkins almost got the Oilers' second shorthanded goal of the season. Arizona 1 for 4 in that game against Vancouver. They are ranked 5th best on the road. Erat banging away at the side of the net. Hansel in there as well. Ekman-Larsson can't keep it into the point. Henricks in a race for it. Yandel. Yandel had the angle on him. Ekman-Larsson will give it to Yandel. The Oilers, the 5th best penalty killers at home in the NHL. Yandel. Pass knocked down by Pouliot, who's out there with Nugent-Hopkins. Petrie finishes it off, sends it the length of the ice. 44 seconds left to go, and a penalty to Boyd Gordon. Yandel out of the corner, intended it for Vermette. Vermette's got it again. He's got Doan in front of the puck with behind him. Stone will give it to Doan. Back to the point it comes, and it splits the D-man. And the Oilers will change up their penalty killers. Hendricks and Arcabello out there now with Fane and McKeever. Brandon Gormley leads the rush for Arizona. To the middle for Vermette. Vermette's shot, pad save. And a swing and a miss for Bodker. Put it over top of the net. Gormley walks in. He fires a shot. He scores. Put it over top of the net. Gormley walks in. He fires a shot. He scores. Brandon, 6 goal.
Ben's short side.
A first-round draft pick in 2010. He went 13th overall. He gets an unassisted power play goal for his first goal in the Bears.
Against you, you can't lose momentum. You've got to get it back as quickly as possible, but you do it by sticking to the game plan.
Eberle, drop pass for Nugent-Hopkins. Checked by Joe Vitale. Vitale kicks it ahead, gave it away to Nugent-Hopkins. Right back for Eberle. Ekman-Larsson on him. Hall in the corner. Hall, Nugent-Hopkins, Eberle together for this chip. Eberle with the puck now to the middle for Nugent-Hopkins. Knocked down by McCulloch, a bouncing puck. And it comes to Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Ekman-Larsson lost it to Hall. Joe Vitale swoops in and helps out. Gets possession, gives it to McCulloch. Under 5 minutes to go in the first period. The 8th shot for the Arizona Coyotes gives them the lead. McCulloch again up the boards for Erat. That deflects right on to Ben Scrivens. Scrivens pushes it for Petrie. Petrie leaves it for the captain, Andrew Ferris. Yakubov on the fly. Nail Yakubov moving in with David Perron. Back to the point it comes. Ferris lets it go. Perron with a chance. He was stopped by Hansel. Erat picks it up. Reeder chips it. He will chase it himself. Ferris gets there first, takes a hit from Tobias Reeder as the puck comes around to the near side of Jeff Petrie. Under pressure from Hansel, and Ben Scrivens is going to end things by covering it up. Brandon Gormley's first point in the National Hockey League is an unassisted power play goal. That's the difference right now.
We're scoreless. Well, have you ever dreamed of becoming a professional hockey player? I'm sure this little guy has. Boston Pizza and the Oilers are giving 60 lucky kids a chance to win an official Oilers jersey, a VIP game day experience, and a one-day official contract with Edmonton. Visit any Boston Pizza restaurant and purchase a kid's meal for your chance to win this once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Kanye. The draw comes back to Stone at the point. Down low for Shane Doan. Doan. Down the boards, it's Hendricks who picks it up and starts away. Hendricks. Nice pass to Purcell. Teddy Purcell moving in with Schultz. Here is Schultz with a shot. Dubnyk the save, and he'll hang on.
Very nice. Out of your own zone, through the neutral zone. Good speed on the attack. McMillan puts in the hard hit. Got a great support up the ice again. Good chance on net. Devin Dubnyk. Solid. Devin Dubnyk talking to us today about Sean Burke, the goaltender coach for the Arizona Coyotes. What he's done for him, he said, he's given me confidence. He said, you know, you just play the game that you've played for years, but Sean gives you confidence.
Hawley circles the net. Hall in there as well. Perron. Taken to the boards by McCulloch. Hall comes up with it. Cycles down low for David Perron. Perron goes cross ice. Picked up by Schultz. Schultz throws it toward the net. Tipped in front by Arcabello. Great save by Dubnyk. Vermette slides that puck out. Devin Dubnyk's biggest save of this period. Mark Arcabello is still looking for his first goal. Moving in now against Connor Murphy. Arcabello trying to center it, hit the back of the net. Murphy picks it up. Murphy He is checked by Perron. Pouliot in there to try and help out as well. Benoit Pouliot drives the net. Goes behind, takes a look. Nugent-Hopkins tips it ahead, gets it himself. Eberle on the ice now as well. Eberle turns to get away from Burnett. Goes towards the net. Eberle still has it. Eberle with the shot through traffic. Picked up there by Mikkel Boedker. And Boedker starts away for Arizona. Gets to the red line and just dumps it in. It comes right to Scrivens. Purcell sees it go by him. Picked up by Martin Erat. Erat shoots it right back in. Scrivens stops it up behind the net. Short little pass there to Nikita. Nikita to Eberle. Eberle give it for Russell. Russell eludes him. And Erat comes back to get it. Martin Erat played his junior hockey in Red Deer. He'll start away, get checked there by his counterpart wearing number 10.
And he picked on his. He's a lot of
He is on his knees. He's a rare breed.
That's exactly what Devin told us today. Is interesting how he said, there's always exceptions to the rules. So you want to be able to do it.
That's for the old thing. Less than 2 minutes to go. 14 shots for the Oilers. 8 for the Coyotes. Hit by McMillan, but the Oilers start away, get to as far as the line, and Ekman-Larsson shot it right back in. Hall with it now. Hall works his way to the line, looks for Perron. Picked off there and brought back in by Gagne. Novakoski's shot gets deflected off the stick of Schultz and up into the netting.
Pretty long, solid game. 14 shots so far this first period.
Fourth line out there for the Oilers. Fourth line out there for the Oilers.
One thing about playing the Coyotes is that you're going to have to be patient. They make you earn absolutely every chance you're going to get. They play hard. Their work ethic is really unparalleled. They get so much out of each individual player. You've got to stick with it. You've got to make sure you keep going, even though they don't give you a heck of a lot of easy shifts.
7-9-1 in the season are the Coyotes. They are 3-5-1 on the road. Dubnik makes a save. Less than a minute to go in the period. Petrie keeps it in for Perron. Looking for Hall, cut off by Murphy, but Perron on the intercept. Now he was checked, and in turn, the Coyotes get possession with Boedker. He'll backhand it in. Petrie slides back to pick it up. They'll give it to Ferentz. Ferentz looking for Pouliot on the outlet pass. Stone cut it off. And it's picked up there by the goal scorer, Gorman. Hansel with it now. Hansel chips it in. Chasing it is Reeder. Nikita checked by both Erat and Reeder. Hansel back to the point. Here's Stone with a shot that went off the stick of Pouliot. And up.
Worry about Ekman-Larsson. But it's interesting to watch Phoenix, how all 5 guys move up on that forecheck and keep the puck in the offensive zone.
Time winding down in this first period. Pouliot keeps it in it at the blue line. Now it comes just outside. Nikita back into his own zone. Quick glance at the clock. Kane. And the period comes to an end of this first period. The comes on the power play. The 14th power play goal for Arizona is first in the bigs for Gorman.
Home at Rexall Place and trailing by 1-3 to play against the visiting Arizona Coyotes. And as we work our way through this game, prior to the game, as I'm joined by Louis DeBrusque, we spoke to Jeff Petrie, and he said the more offensive he is, the more kind of really diligent. Another example leads to a breakaway for Nugent-Hopkins if it wasn't for a very spectacular play by Dubnik. Here's another example. Good. Have they given
thankyoufor.com to find your
first NHL goal. Brandon Gormley on the power play. As we talked about, it was a heck of a shot. And if you're going to get a first NHL goal that way, that's when you're going to go, hey, you should have seen my first NHL goal in about 5 years. He'll be telling all the rookies that.
And just the third power play goal that the Oilers have given up at home in 23 chances as the second period is underway. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Benoit Pouliot, and Jordan Eberle will start this period. McCall throws it towards the front of it. There's an opportunity. And a shot deflected wide as Reeder let it go. Reeder, Hansel, and Erat start for the Coyotes. who are finishing up a Western Canadian road trip. They'll go home. Gets it again. This one off the
36
stick
minutes,
of Vermette.
36 minutes, 54 seconds at 1 hours, 48 minutes, 1 seconds.
Now a look at our Sportsnet.ca fantasy hockey pool. You have a chance to potentially win $1 million. Play the new Sportsnet Hockey Fantasy Pool for your chance to win $1 million or a VIP trip for two to a 2015-16 regular season game. It's free and easy to play. Get started today at sportsnet.ca/fantasy.
David Perron behind the net. Perron comes from out. Cage and got surrounded, and now a 3-on-2 going back the other way. Korpikoski with Bodker and Vermette. Second period.
And
Paul behind the net.
New keyboard shortcut.
Got him out with Arcabella.
Play keyboard short. Seek slider. 36 minutes, 55 seconds.
And Reader is Arcabella. Plays it back to the point.
36 minutes.
Petrie waiting for it. Fires a shot that hit Reader.
0% vertical
Gets it
scroll.
again. This one
NHL 2000.
Mark Arcabella plays it back to the point.
He's gone. That'll be the challenge for the defense of the Edmonton Oilers is to know when he's on the ice. So many times great players like that get lost and get behind you. You start thinking offense and you forget about the guy behind you.
And as Coach said today, it's not cheap if he gets away with it.
Absolutely, you can do it.
Get started today. Sportsnet.ca/fantasy.
Right off a draw, slippery shot for the shot. Again, a deflection.
Perron comes from out. Cage and got surrounded, and now a 3-on-2 going back the other way. Korpikoski with Bodker and Vermette.
Goals
This is
for the
Vermette with a
Lords.
shot. It's blocked. Hall coming back. He'll give it to Perron. Perron takes
0%
it.
vertically scroll.
By Hunter. Great save by Ben Scrivens. Yandel with the puck now. He steps into a slap shot that goes wide. Terrence off the stick of Korpikoski and out.
A well-played 3-on-2 defensively by the Oilers, and they paired it. Lou DeBrusque was talking about Andrew Ference and Jeff Petrie worked very well. They will block that 3-on-2 attempt.
There's Gagner, Stone, and McMillan up front now. With Purcell along with Yakupov and Draisaitl. Draisaitl to Yakupov. Just at the end of his stick. Draisaitl on the near side. Back to the point it comes. Schultz behind the net for Teddy Purcell. Purcell works his way out in front. Yakupov got dumped by Stone. A penalty coming up. The Oilers will get their first power play. Scrivens goes to the bench. 6 attackers on the ice now for Edmonton. And Draisaitl, the Hall, it is touched. And the Oilers will get their first chance with a man advantage to the bench. 6 attackers on the ice now for Edmonton. And Draisaitl, the Hall, it is touched. And the Oilers will get their first chance with a man advantage as Michael Stone is headed to the box.
And this is just trying to get to the front of the net and going there hard. And Neil Yakupov can do this. Just goes to the net hard. Michael Stone takes him down. You tell by Michael Stone's reaction, he's not very happy with that. But
Power play as well.
that was it. Just
Forward,
talked about
one
Neil
man set up
Yakupov.
with left bomb, the only man back.
For the Oilers.
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins starts on the power play. McDavid is to his left. Maroon to his right. There's a shot. No choice for Edmonton on the power play. McDavid is to his left. Maroon to his right. There's a shot.
Work ethic today. Yakupov.
Cross ice pass for Hall.
0% vertically scroll.
By Ekman Larson up into the net. The Oilers were 0 for 2 in the game in the desert October 15th.
Win the face-off. Instead of shooting here, trying to go cross ice, but perfect positioning. It was Oliver Ekman Larson just getting his stick in the right position.
Oilers went 1 for 4 in their last game, that 4-3 overtime loss to the Ottawa Senators. Leon Draisaitl with the power play marker. Hall will give it to Nugent-Hopkins. Boyd Gordon parks himself in front. As Schultz moves to the middle. He'll dish off for Eberle. Jordan Eberle lost it, but got it back to Schultz. Schultz with a wrist shot, and that one deflected wide. Nugent-Hopkins pinned by Hunzel against the boards. Fights him off. McCulloch lost it to Gordon. Eberle to Boyd Gordon. Gordon behind the net for Hall. Hall let it go. Nugent-Hopkins works it back to the point. Schultz to the middle. Wrist shot through traffic and a glove save by Devin Dubnyk.
What I like about Justin Schultz is he just gets pucks to the net, and I think the Oilers need to do more of this. Get the puck high on the power play, get to a shooting lane, and get it to the front of the net. Boyd Gordon doing what Boyd Gordon's trying to do in front, trying to provide a screen. But look at how Devin Dubnyk, again, Stays on his feet. That big target that Billy Jaffe talked about stays on his feet. Just goes down and follows the puck right into his glove. You've got to not only be in front, you've got to be in the goalie's eyes.
Face-off win for Arcabello. Back to Nikitin. He'll give it to Yakupov. Nikitin. Perron. Nikitin. One-time shot. Big save. Yakupov on a chance without Gordon laying up high. Nikitin can't.
Stays on his feet. Boyd Gordon high and gets puck.
Hall to Gordon. Everly to Boyd Gordon. Gordon behind the net for Hall. Hall let it go. Nugent-Hopkins works it back to the point. Schultz to the middle. Wrist shot through traffic and a glove save by Devin Dubnyk.
What I like about Justin Schultz is he just gets pucks to the net. And I think the Oilers need to do more of this. Get the puck high on the power play. Get to a shooting lane and get it to the front of the net. Boyd Gordon doing what Boyd Gordon's trying to do in front, trying to provide a screen. But look at how Devin Dubnyk, again, stays on his feet. That big target that Billy Jaffe talked about stays on his feet. Just goes down and follows the puck right into his glove. You've got to not only be in front, you've got to be in the goalie's eyes.
Face-off win for Arcabello. Back to Nikitin. He'll give it to Yakupov. Nikitin. Perron.
Makes it really tough to Devin Dubnyk to find.
17 shots for the Oilers so far as Draisaitl goes wide on Connor Murphy. Draisaitl pass to Perron. His pass intended for Nikitin was tipped away by Antoine Vermette. Down to 38 seconds of power play time remaining. The Oilers with 7 power play goals on the season. They are ranked 20th at home. Person stopped. Yakupov carries on. Draisaitl with it now. Draisaitl will give it to Nail Yakupov. Yakupov under pressure from McMillan. Spins to get away from him. Goes down low for David Perron. Back up top. Nikitin hammers a shot off the stick of Brandon McMillan and wide. 8 seconds of power play time remaining for the Oilers. The Oilers want to get a change in Schultz. Pops over the boards. As the penalty comes to an end, and Michael Stone is out of the box. 2 shots for the Oilers on that power play. Both teams now haven't had a power play. The Oilers 0 for 1. Bachman steps into a shot, and that was blocked by Nikitin. The puck's still alive. Nikitin shaken up. And that is twice in this last sequence we have seen players hurt. Reeder blocked a shot from Petrie that stung him, and now Nikitin in some pain. Boyd Gordon tips it ahead. Connor Murphy runs into Gordon. Barker gets it to Doan. Shane Doan, cross-ice pass, picked up by Sam Gagner. Back up top it goes. Here's Murphy with a shot. And a shoulder save by Ben Scrivens. Gordon ahead to Hendricks gets to the line, shoots it in. Dubnyk stops it. Good play to Connor Murphy. He was checked. Opportunity for Ferentz with a shot. Dubnyk sends that into the corner. Hendricks around the near side. Ferentz down low. Pass for Joensuu gets by him, and the Oilers will have to regroup. Petrie hammers it in as the Oilers make a change. Yandel gave it across to Murphy. Up the middle for Gagner. Gagner could pass to the face of the franchise, Shane Doan. 59 points scored in 65 career games against the Oilers coming into this one. Pouliot spins, gave it away to Hansel. Ferentz there to recover, but that could have been dangerous. Everly with an intercept. Pouliot to Everly. He gets surrounded. Back to the point it comes. Ferentz slap pass. Intended for Everly. Was checked there by Lori Korpikoski. Reeder across the blue line. Tobias Reeder, weak shot towards goal. Scrivens comes out, makes the save, and covers and gets a whistle. Nikitin paying the price right here as Barker lets it go.
Tobias Reeder was on a one-game American Hockey League trip when he was called up to the NHL. Unfortunately, he didn't have a suit with him, so he borrowed one from Chris Wojcik, a public relations member of the Arizona Coyotes. So it was Chris's suit that he wore to his first NHL game. And what a game. Not only did he live out a dream, but he also scored his first NHL goal and afterwards was wearing that outfit as well. Even though it wasn't his, it suits him just fine.
He picked up his first career assist in that game against Vancouver on Friday. Schultz across the blue line. Schultz dishes off to Perron. Plays it behind the net. Schultz stays active. Gets it to Arcabello. Return feed. Ollie. Down low for Arcabello. Hops by him. Hall plays it back to Schultz at the point. Hall lets it go for Gordon. He's tied up there by Ekman Larson. Bodker comes back. Picks it up. Backtracked by Hall, but the puck comes to Antoine Vermette. Flips it in the corner. And then it goes right on to Scrivens. And he'll hang on. Oh, here in the Yellensu, wrist shot, and that one missed on the blocker side. I keep trying to keep it in. Trombine had lost his stick. Picks it back up again. A race. Hendricks fends off Connor Murphy. Yellensu behind the net. He'll give it to Mark Fane. Fane walks in, throws a wrist shot through traffic. Another chance, and that one slides through the blue paint and gets by McKeaton. Chased back into his own zone when he's got Trombine all over him. Gordon slips down, gets the puck to Everly. Pouliot spun around as the Oilers make a change. Back comes Sam Gagner. Gagner trying to get around Ferris. Ferris kicks him into the boards. Everly picks it up. Everly up to Pouliot off his skate. He was checked. Not much room to get things going. Here is Gagner off the end of his stick. Scrivens plays it to the corner.
You're right. There isn't much room out there. There's actually not much room for either team. Both teams pursuing the puck very well. John and Billy talked about it in the studio. The fact that the Phoenix Coyotes don't let you open up very much. The Oilers are doing a pretty good job pursuing the puck as well.
Got in by Pouliot. Dubnik leaves it there for Brandon Gordon. Gordon right in front of his own net. Delivers to Mikhail Bodker. Bodker flipping it in. Hansel giving chase. It comes right to Scrivens. And he will cover up.
The Goals for Kids program is proudly sponsored by Synovus. For every Oilers goal this season, Synovus will donate $400 to Kidsport. To date, the Oilers have scored 43 goals for a total of $17,200.
The Vancouver Canucks played the game against Arizona on Friday. They do not play again until they arrive here to take on the Oilers. They talked about having that good feeling the time they have between games. The Oilers, the same situation. They want to feel good about themselves before the game on Wednesday. Again, the Vancouver Canucks played the game against Arizona on Friday. They do not play again until they arrive here to take on the Oilers. They talked about having a good feeling the time they have between games. The Oilers, the same situation. They want to feel good about themselves before the game on Wednesday. Iraq from the corner.
Show transcript button.
Ekman Larson
Contains stop. Show transcript. Like this video. Subtitles/closed captions. Keyboard shortcut. 0. Next keyboard shortcut. Seek slide. 48 minutes. 48 minutes 26 seconds of 1 hours 48 minutes 1 second. Current value 2000. Pause keyboard shortcut K button. 0% vertically scroll.
McCulloch keeps it in at the blue line. Behind the net for big Martin Hansel. Hansel. Nugent Hopkins without his stick, and the puck does get by Ekman Larson. And that will allow the Oilers to get a change in. Right up the middle, Rory Korpikoski with the backhand. Stopped by Scrivens. Second chance as well. And Scrivens denies him another opportunity.
Well, this is Oliver Ekman Larson. This is what he does so well. He does a lot of things really well, but right away gets his head up, snaps the puck straight up the middle. And a great opportunity for Rory Korpikoski coming in, getting not one opportunity, but two. I love the fact that Korpikoski stays with it and tries to bank it again past Scrivens.
Connor Murphy for Bodker off the end of his stick. Schultz will pick it up, send it around the board. Picked off by Korpikoski. Korpikoski is checked by Arcabello. Perron out for Hall. Hall across the blue line, one-on-one against Yandel. Drop pass for Perron. Perron trying to get it back to him. It went off Yandel. Perron diving. Keep that puck alive. Hall works it back to Schultz at the point. Schultz moves to the middle, steps into a slap shot. And Kevin Dubnik makes the save. Arcabello looks for a rebound. Hall and Yandel exchange words.
Keith Yandel wasn't very happy. Taylor Hall going to that game a little shot. I think they're both going to get a penalty. Taylor Hall will probably get one for cross-checking, and Yandel maybe for slashing. As the play goes to the net, it's going to go back out to the point, and I like how everybody collapses towards the net, not just the Coyotes, but the Oilers as well. A little extra shot right there by Hall, and then the retaliation. Good shot by Justin Schultz down low with people there, and just as that play ends, you see a little jab by Yandel. Not very happy. Taylor Hall going to the net hard, and referee says, you know, enough for both of you. Oh no, I'm wrong. Just enough for one guy. Retaliate. How often is that you see? I thought I was so smart there. Initiation doesn't get called, but retaliation does.
The Oilers' second power play. Nugent Hopkins, quick shot by Schultz. And Dukla took that one up high, and he makes the save. So Hall stays out there. And Yandel is in the box.
It's a different goalie that you see now with Devin Dubnyk, isn't he? You saw him more last year. I mean, just that confidence he talked about with Sean Burke, the patience that he has.
And 15. Schultz, Hall, one-time shot, and that was blocked by McMillan. Came right to Schultz. He'll give it to Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins trying to elude Joe Vitale. Nugent Hopkins. Vitale checks him. Nugent Hopkins battles back. Gets it to Hall. Hall. Toe drag back to Nugent Hopkins. There's Vitale again. Nugent Hopkins back to the point this time. It's Schultz again moving to the middle. Schultz to Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins with a wrist shot. Everly on the far side. He moves to the middle. Everly. Hall lets it go. I don't think he got a lot of that.
McMillan. The shooting lane, penalty killer.
Go at least Perron under Mick and Beth.
You can't do that without the call right. Not official.
Murphy on against Murphy plays it around the board, but Perron is waiting for it there. David Perron against Lori Korpakowski. Back to the point it comes. Schultz has got it. Yakupov is ready. He lets it go. And another block, this time by the rookie Brandon Gormley.
The success of Dave Tippett teams.
Schultz brings it in.
Sorry, they sell out for him.
Delivers to Perron. Perron lays it back to Purcell. Yakupov again ready to shoot, but this time it's Purcell who lets it go. A bouncing puck is picked up by Perron. Perron to Schultz. Schultz delivers to Perron. Perron with a wrist shot again blocked. Connor Murphy this time. Schultz with it again. Schultz. Yakupov doesn't shoot. Hangs on. Yakupov. Down low it goes. Back to Purcell. To Yakupov. Draisaitl has it hop over his stick. Checked by Connor Murphy. Gets rid of him. Draisaitl still has it. Beyond Draisaitl sticks that leg up. Now he'll go cross-ice. Perron waits. And he is checked before he can get going, but gets the puck back again. Draisaitl. He was ready, but that puck hopped over his stick. Now the penalty is over. Schultz. Quick shot by Purcell. Again a block. Another one turned in by Connor Murphy.
Not sure why Justin Schultz would give up that shot. Let it go right at the tail end of that power play. Get it back towards the net.
2 shots for the Oilers on that power play. They are 0 for 2 with 4 total shots. 7:45 left to go in the second period. Good leaves it there for Mahonk. Mahonk checked by Hall. Marty Ura goes cross ice, trying to find Hansel. Hansel checked by Nugent Hopkins, who brings it in with Everly. Nugent Hopkins, Hall, and Everly. Everly from the corner. Everly walks out, lays it out in front. Puck still alive. Picked up there by Rieger, but he can't get it out. Back to the point. Ferris will give it to Everly. Everly trying to get by Mahonk. Mahonk lost his stick.
Mahonk to Jordan Everly.
And a penalty. Can't get it out. Back to the point. Ferris will give it to Everly. Everly trying to get by Mahonk. Mahonk lost his stick.
He scores.
And a penalty coming up. Ryan Nugent Hopkins.
What a play.
Headed to the penalty box. We'll have the spin.
NHL 2014-11-16, 0% vertically scored.
Ryan Nugent Hopkins.
And Stamkos lead the Tampa Bay Lightning into New York to take on former teammate
Arizona.
St. Louis and the Rangers. It gets Tampa away at 7 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Mountain. Once again,
0% vertically scored.
Ryan Nugent Hopkins in the box for hooking. You be the judge.
Second power play for the Phoenix Coyotes. They are 1 for 1. Boyd Gordon against Antoine Vermette. From the draw. Boyd Gordon wins another one, gets it to Mark Payne, and he will send it all the way down onto Devin Dubnyk. Yandel, Ekman Larsson, Doan, Vermette, and Botcher. Gordon and Hendricks will start this penalty kill along with McKeon and Payne. Ekman Larsson to Doan. Doan goes cross ice with a hard pass to Botcher. Miguel Botcher to the middle for Vermette. Plays it back to Yandel. Yandel. Drop pass for Botcher. Botcher down low. The return feed came from the captain. But the Oilers get control, and it's Hendricks who sends it down the ice. Joensuu and Pouliot up over the boards. Andrew Ferentz along with Jeff Petrie. Shot in by Doan. Scrivens will play it up.
And last. Decide a bit
For the next win for Boyd Gordon. Chases Yandel back into his own zone. Gordon, Petrie, and Ferentz. Sam Gagner. His pass intended for Botcher. Gets by him. Ferentz hammers it down the ice. 43 seconds left to go with a 5-on-3. Gagner has it go off his skates, and he didn't touch it.
The list right there.
Gordon wins another draw. Yandel. To Doan. Doan, pass for Gagner. Sam Gagner against Mark Payne played it back, but it was picked off by Gordon, and Gordon sends it down the ice.
Shane Doan not happy, slammed his stick in the boards.
Hendricks on the giveaway. And Dubnyk had to be sharp. Iraq across the line. 2 seconds left to go in the penalty to Nugent Hopkins. He's out of the penalty box. 5-on-4 now. Yandel. Hansel couldn't get the shot. Nugent Hopkins starts back. Nugent Hopkins driving in against Stone. His shot goes wrong.
Good idea by Nugent Hopkins. He's cut one way, shoot the puck back the other. Hard to take for the goalie, but can dial in on net.
Korpikoski brings it in. Korpikoski is checked by Nugent Hopkins. Hansel behind the net. McKeon battles with him. 27 seconds left to go in the delay on game penalty being served by Jesse Joensuu. Oilers killing time behind the net. Petrie freezing the puck, and now Nugent Hopkins will pick it up. Nugent Hopkins starts away with Bentonio. And Pouliot and Nugent Hopkins will go to the bench. And the folks here at Rexall Place appreciate the quick penalty killing the Oilers have just turned in. Here's Botcher though. Botcher circles down in front. Man, stop. Penalty is over. Joensuu's back on the ice. Away comes Taylor Hall. Trying to beat Shane Doan. Hall jump pass for Schultz. Schultz back to Hall. Lets it go. And then blocked in by the Coyotes this time by Stone. Perron. With Arcabello and Hall. David Perron to Hall. Hall settles it down. Hall cross ice pass. Stopped again by Stone. Botcher works it out to the red line. He will backhand it in. Shane Doan giving chase against Schultz. Look at the puck that took. And Schultz went down hard into the end boards, and he's just getting up slowly as Doan took him down. And Shane Doan is headed to the penalty box. Ben Scrivens keeps it a 1-0 game. When we come back, the Oilers will have the power play.
Well, Shane Doan in the penalty box, a chance for the Edmonton Oilers to even up this game. But prior to the game, it was an opportunity to honor Edmonton Oilers netminder Ben Scrivens. Scrivens was selected the Molson Cup segment winner for last month, and as a result, a donation will be made in Ben's name for $1,000 to the Edmonton Oilers Community Foundation in support of Ben Scrivens' charity of choice, and the charity of choice is the Schizophrenia
YouTube video
Society.
player group. 0% vertically scroll.
With their third chance on the man advantage, they have generated 4 shots in 2 power plays. Hall with it now. Hall lets his shot go.
2000 goal.
Stick it away and set that up into the net.
Arizona guy.
He is a thorn in the side of Taylor Hall on these power plays.
You have up district search heading level
It's a
3.
terrific
Edmonton
effort.
Oilers 2007.
Get out, slide as much as you can. McMillan was over there. Joe Vitale This gives an
Edmonton
outstanding
YouTube video
effort
dude.
on that.
Share.
Boyd Jordan
Line up
against
my
Vitale
ass.
in the faceoff circle.
Skip.
Gordon wins it. Nugent
YouTube.
Hopkins. Here's a shot by
YouTube.
Schultz. And again, a block, this time turned in by McMillan. The Oilers
In support of Ben Scrivens.
lets a shot go and generated 4 shots in 2 power plays. Hall with it now. Hall lets a shot go. And Vitale got his stick in the work.
Compliments.
Power play
0%.
We're tied at 1. Into the net. He has been a thorn in the side of Taylor Hall on these
0% vertically scroll.
Yes. It's a terrific effort. Get out. Slide as much as you can. McMillan was over there. Joe Vitale, this gives an outstanding effort on that.
Boyd Gordon against Vitale in the faceoff circle. Gordon wins it. Nugent Hopkins. Here's a shot by Schultz. And again, a block. This time
0%.
It's a terrific Taylor Hall on the power play.
Value https://www.youtube.com/watch?mark
Slide as much as you
sign
can. McMillan was over there. Joe Vitale, this gives an outstanding effort on that.
Boyd Gordon against Vitale in the faceoff circle. Gordon wins it. Nugent Hopkins. Here's a shot by Schultz. And again, a block, this time turned in by McMillan.
0% vertically scroll.
Seconds left to go in the second period. The 24 shots, but chose the 16. It's Schultz gets to his foot in the team palms are also. And it's only can't get it by Taylor Hall. Sticks to the puck, but in his Nugent Hopkins, it carries on. Gets back to the wall. Schultz waiting for it there. Schultz, Nugent Hopkins. Down low for Hall. Going in front. The Schultz moves to the middle. Gives it to Hall. Hall walks in. Taylor Hall. For Schultz. Schultz with a wrist shot through traffic. Side of the net. And it's sent down the ice by Tobias Reeder. Both teams want to change up. Under a minute to go in the penalty to the captain, Shane Doe. Schultz leads the charge. A pass intended for Draisaitl. Too far for him. The Draisaitl recovers, gets it back to Perron, and gets it back to Yakupov at the point. Perron down low for Draisaitl. Leon Draisaitl will play it to Jamie Burson. Burson back up top. McKean steps into the top. Pass saved by Devin Dubin. And Vermont sends it the length of the ice.
They're doing the right things. Doing the right things on the power play. Getting it back to the point, shooting it. But you have to give the Arizona Coyotes credit. First of all, their goaltending's been very good, but they do a nice job moving as a unit on that penalty kill.
Draisaitl back to the point. Purcell waiting for it. He'll give it to McKean. He'll stop a pass that was blocked by Connor Murphy and then sent down the ice by McMillan.
That may be what you have to start doing. Start shooting off the net, maybe little shot passes, have guys, one guy in front of the net, but then slide off to the side if you're the off-winger.
The Oilers 0 for 3 now with a man advantage. Bucker moving in with Gagne. Bucker snaps his shot, and this time it goes off McKean and out of play. And Sam into the play. Line. Gets by Ekman Larkin. When you look at this penalty kill, you wonder how they could be ranked 25th in the league. 3-on-2 coming up. Bucker waits, then snaps a shot, and Ben Scrivens has the glove hand answer.
Sometimes, though, when your goaltending struggles early, that you're...
Smith is under a rush. Henrik, second period, as Matt Henriks has Jeff Petrie joining the rush. Henriks cutting for the net around the end, centers it out in front. And off again with the stick of Johansson. Jesse Johansson. Too far for Henriks. Henriks though hustles and catches up to it. Johansson from the corner. Johansson, big body, hangs on, gets it to Gordon. Gordon cycles with Henriks. Henriks throws it towards the net and into the glove of Devin.
Know what they work with.
Everly Hall by the Coyotes on the blue line. Gets it, the puck out to center. Everly quickly gets it to Finley. He'll rip it in. Dubin starts it himself. He will play it off the glass. Can't get it by McKean, but Reeder can as he delivers to Hansel. Martin Hansel throws it out in front. Reeder is there. Scrivens covers. and gets the whistle. Something together this year, and they'll be on Wednesday. But right now,
Who doesn't want to do that?
and they'll be here on Wednesday. But right
You look closer at the video in the second intermission. They're not going to be very happy about the one that wasn't called.
and remains 1-0.
0% vertically scored.
Fired away on the former Oilers goalie break.
Well, welcome back. The score after one is the score for a quarter. Flat, like that he's paying like back a pop.
Period gets their first win when trailing after 40 minutes. The Arizona Coyotes are 3-0 when they have the lead through 2 periods as the third period gets underway. Tonight's scoring summaries are brought to you by Worley Parsons Scores. Visit WorleyParsonsFord.com to find your place on our construction team.
First period, Brandon Gormley with his first NHL goal, a power play blast. In the second period, check out the faceoffs, 58% for the Edmonton Oilers. And the big key there, Kevin?
It was Boyd Gordon.
Trying to maybe push a little bit harder, see if he can find that space.
6 games missed. The Oilers 2-3-1 without him in the lineup.
So he's giving them those important shifts.
Pouliot is on that Nugent-Hopkins line with Eberle right now. And Pouliot giving chase. McCulloch gets there first, sends it around the boards. Erat stepped up on by Nikitin. McCulloch. Ekman-Larsson tipped to the middle for Martin Erat. Erat is stopped by Nikitin. And this is Nikitin. And he just outreached big Martin Hansel. Murphy pinching against Pouliot. Puck ends up in the corner. Hansel is there, but Nikitin pushes it to Mark Fane. Fane, Eberle gets the puck back again. The Oilers making changes. Hall on the ice. Off his stick comes right to Devin Dubnik. And he will play it behind for Murphy. Down for Bodker. DeAndle up the middle for Vermette. Vermette overskates it, and it's offside.
Here are the lucky ticket numbers for tonight's impact draw. Your first winning number 772249.
Antoine Vermette, centering Michael Bodker, Laurie Korpikoski. Another one of those guys, you think about centermen in the National Hockey League, we all start, there's Taves, there's Nugent-Hopkins, there's everything he's got every shift. And that's a Dave Tippett centerman right there.
Winning almost 54% of his draws coming into this one. In his 11th year in the National Hockey League. Taylor Hall with Arcabello. Chips and chases. There is Antoine Vermette to get there ahead of Hall. Gormley gives him a hand, gets it up for Korpikoski. Korpikoski runs into Petrie. Petrie keeps it in for David Perron. Perron trying to get free from Gormley. Both guys go down. Perron just getting up now. Has the puck. David Perron, sharp angle shot, blocked by Gormley. Vermette picks it up. He'll outlet it. And it's picked up by Bodker to Stone. Stone, quick shot, right on, big rebound. Bodker reaches for it. Gets it to Reeder. Tobias Reeder behind the net for Sam Gagner. Gagner from the corner. Gagner still has it. Got knocked down there by Petrie. Hall sends it slowly down the ice as the Oilers want to make a change, but Hall's going to have to stay out there. Because it's an icing call against the Oilers. 2 assists in that game, one setting up the captain. Boyd Gordon goes down, Gagner on top of him. Boyd Gordon, boy, he just does not have easy shifts.
No, he doesn't.
Schultz off the board to center. Yandel shoots it right back in for Doan. Doan moving in with Gagner. Doan to Gagner. Hit the side of the net. Gagner again centers it out in front. Johansson picks it off, and he starts away with Hendricks. To the middle it goes. Keith Ollie will pick it up as Gagner moves slowly back to the bench. Sam Gagner hurt when he went down behind the Oiler bench, or behind the net. Gagner on the bench. Doan shot is blocked. Fane works it to center to the middle for Draisaitl. He'll backhand it in. McCulloch. The Coyotes already without Rob Klinkhammer. And Tommy brings it in, but McMillan is offside. Fane works it to center to the middle for Draisaitl. He'll backhand it in. McCulloch works it to center to the middle for Draisaitl. He'll backhand it in. McCulloch. The Coyotes already without Rob Klinkhammer. And Tommy brings it in, but McMillan is offside.
Sam Gagner, I think might have been just winded. Because it goes down hard here. Goes behind the net, takes a hard hit, and then just kind of got pushed up against the glass and went right down on his back. And our therapist is trying to lift him up and get him to stand up. It's like a straw. Your body's like a straw. If you bend it, you're not going to get any air in there. So you want the guy to stand up and get some air in.
He is staying on the paint. Gormley on the far side against Yakupov. Gets it in for Vitale. Nice pass to Brandon McMillan. By Scrivens. Here's Gormley. Another shot steered aside by Ben Scrivens.
Good start from the Arizona Coyotes.
Vitale behind the net with McMillan. And Tom Bean, puck side of the net. Scramble. Whistle goes. No good.
Shifts. Has their whistle. Up.
Matt Henry. We have seen this before where Jesse Owens were replaced by Teddy Purcell on that fourth line. And it's happening right now. McKeaton, good job to keep it in. Gets it to Purcell. Purcell for Hendricks. Hendricks checked by Erat. McCulloch moves the puck ahead to Hansel. Hansel plays it to the middle. Ekman Larson to Rieger. Rieger tied up there by McKeaton. They both end up going down. Hendricks bounces it off the boards and gets it up the center. Coyotes trying to take advantage of that line change. Erat, long shot, rebound. Hansel put it just wide. McKeaton hooked down Martin Hansel. Person with Petrie joining the play. Person across the line against Warpakoski. Julian takes a three for Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins comes out of the corner. Under pressure for Connor. Look at him drive the net. Nugent Hopkins gets stopped. The puck sits there. Still alive. Trying to freeze it as Devin Dubnyk, and he finally does.
On Hut. Here to cheer or just for the beer? Half off wings during the game and game day drink specials every time Edmonton plays all day long. Hudson's, Canada's pub.
Shop at Safeway today and you could be our next lucky winner. Watch future Sportsnet telecasts. You could win an all-inclusive trip for two to a Grand Bahia Principe resort, courtesy of redtag.ca, where Canada shops for great travel deals.
Brian Nugent Hopkins turns back, takes what the opposition gives, which is a short, small lane to the net, but he tries it anyway. And that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to find a way to manufacture a goal, so you're going to have to drive to the net.
Schultz with a shot. Doesn't make it through. Vermette picks it up. Antoine Vermette battles his way to center against Arcabello. Dumps that puck in. Doan giving chase. Ollie cuts him off. Schultz. Nice pass for Hall. Right through the middle for David Perron. Perron against Brandon Gormley. Hall reaches in. Ollie pitches. But Doan able to work that puck out to center. Schultz right back in. Offside is the call.
Well, it'll be interesting to find out after what Taylor Hall thinks about his man. I'm sure he's going to be critical of himself. But when you watch Taylor Hall, you haven't noticed him as much as you would normally from a positive side, but you also haven't noticed him from a negative side. He's not a step behind. He's right there. That goes to that fitness that Gene was talking about, that he's a very, very fit young man, so he's right up the mark.
McMillan, Vitale, and Crombeen, the forward line for the Coyotes. As Ferentz brings it in, gets dumped by Crombeen. Puck comes out to center. Nugent Hopkins gathers it up. He'll give it to Petrie. Jeff Petrie. Louis talked about how smoothly Petrie skates, but he's stripped to the puck there by Joe Vitale. Vitale then lost it as Ferentz came back to help out number 2. Ferentz. Out for Benoit Pouliot. Turns in his own zone. Pouliot, nice move to get around Reeder. Delivers for Eberle. Spin move. Fane waiting for it. He was ready to pull the trigger.
He was, wasn't he? He had that stick back. He was just looking for it.
McCulloch will drop it back to his D partner, Oliver Ekman Larson. It is Hall, Perron, and Arcabello up front now. 13:35 left to go in regulation time. Hansel tips it ahead for Erat. Too far for him. McKeaton gathers it up. McKeaton pass to Hall. Push to the middle for Arcabello. Off the end of his stick. Ekman Larson. Erat. Here's Reeder. Reeder with Hansel driving the net. Tobias Reeder with a backhand. Stop. G-Rat back to the point. Gormley goes cross ice. There's a shot by Stone. Scrimmins the save. 22 shots now for the Arizona Coyotes. Hansel on the doorstep. He's denied by Scrimmins. Scrimmins under the net. Scramble. Gormley with a shot. That is stopped. Arcabello flips it ahead, and there is Gormley to knock down that pass. But in behind the play, it was knocked down by Gormley's hide stick. We'll be back to Rexall right after this.
Well, in Edmonton's game versus Ottawa, Keith Ollie certainly helped spark the Edmonton Oilers in their comeback to get a point versus the Senators, and he did that by getting involved in a couple of fights, and not an easy night taking on Chris Neal. Along with the punches, there's the jersey pulling on the back, and then it's Eric Graben, more punches, and as well the jersey pulling on the back of his neck, and that's the result, the jersey burn. Initially, Ollie said it felt more like a sunburn, but a couple of days later it got worse, and says it is the worst he's ever had after that many fights.
19 minutes in penalties for Keith Ollie through 5 games. His third fight was that one against Greiba. And he has had that impact when you saw it as being mentioned in the game against Ottawa.
And he and Eric Greiba know each other. They both from Saskatoon. They both spend time together, and I asked both of them after the game, and they both said, hey, you got to do what you got to do. You fight a friend, you're going to fight a friend.
What the Oilers have got to do is find a way to beat a former friend and a former teammate in Devin Goodman. Hall with it now. Hall off the boards for Eberle. He gets pushed down by Hansel. Outlet pass for Hall. Hall moving in. Hall, wrist shot, and that one goes wide. Arcabello able to keep it in. Hall behind the net. Drops it for Yakupov. Gets it back again. Hall swings through. Right by Mark Arcabello. Ferentz will give it back to Arcabello. Arcabello throws it towards the net. Blocked by Doan. Yakupov picks it up. Out in front. Trying to get to it as Yakupov drops it back. Good play by Ferentz to take it away. Keep it in. Gagne, good news that he is back on the ice. He's going to have to stay out there as it's an icing call against the Coyotes.
Jersey in front of Devin Dubnyk. Off goes to the net. So hard to find any little sliver of space to get a good chance on that.
Dubnyk to Gormley to Gagne. Gagne. Korpikoski with Dolan. Chips it in. Petrie will give chase. Petrie quickly to Ferentz. Up the middle it goes. David Perron picks it up. Perron, Arcabello, and Yakupov. Arcabello going wide on Ekman Larson. Gets knocked down. Gagne picks it up. Sam Gagne uses the glass and sends that puck down the ice. And the Coyotes and the Oilers will both get changes in. With just over 11 minutes left to go in regulation time. 26-23 now. The shot starting to shot up here in Rexall. Fane draws it in. Dubnyk lets it go. Pouliot gets it back. But gets the puck to Draisaitl. Leon Draisaitl from the corner. Back to the point. I keep waiting for it there. He'll give it to Fane with a wrist shot through traffic. Purcell looking for the rebound. They're 1-1. Fane shoots it in. Dubnyk lets it go. Pouliot gets it back. But gets the puck to Draisaitl. Leon Draisaitl from the corner. Back to the point. I keep whips the puck to Draisaitl. Leon Draisaitl from the corner. Back to the point. I keep waiting for it there. He'll give it to Fane with a wrist shot through traffic. Purcell looking for the rebound. They're 1-1. To Draisaitl. Leon Draisaitl from the corner. Back to the point. I keep waiting for it there. He'll give it to Fane with a wrist shot through traffic. Purcell looking for the rebound. They're 1-1.
Teddy Purcell there, but not there. Not in front. Got to be in the eyes. It's just at this point, you've got to understand. I got to be in the eyes, not beside the goal. Teddy looking for a deflection. But if Ryan Smith used to be one of the best in the world at it. Get in front of the goaltender, face the shot, and then be able to knock the puck down as well.
Hall, Eberle, Nugent, Hopkins. Back together with 10:41 left to go in regulation time from the faceoff. It comes back to Schultz. He is with Ollie. Keith Ollie with the puck now. Eberle from the corner. Jordan Eberle cross ice and again sticks in the way for the Phoenix Coyotes, and a puck ends up as a souvenir.
Jordan Eberle looking for a shooting lane, doesn't have it, so he's going to try to go cross ice, but good defensive teams get sticks in passing lanes, and right there, Antoine Vermette, we talked about him earlier. Nice extension, just gets the stick in the passing lane, goes up the stands.
Joe Vitale against Nugent Hopkins. Offensive zone draw, won by Nugent Hopkins. Back to Schultz. The Keaton, the shot right on. Dubnyk makes the save. And Brandon McMillan's stick breaks. And the Oilers get a break here as Paul goes down low for Nugent Hopkins. Eberle. Nugent Hopkins comes out of the corner, surrounded by white shirts. Eberle looks for Hall. Tied up there, McCullough. Sends it around the boards. And that puck goes up and touches the net. The game review is brought to you by The Brent, saving you more on furniture, mattresses, appliances, and big screen TVs.
Taylor Hall back in his first game since crashing in the post against the Vancouver Canucks. He's played decently. Brandon Gorman with his first NHL goal. It was a power play goal, and it was a rocket. And Blake Gordon continues his dominance in the face-off circle. That is 6 games in a row where he's 50% or better. Tonight, he's way above that average.
Came in 8th best in the league. That probably will go up. Hansel, 3rd best, wins the draw there against Mark Arcabella. Hansel back into his own zone, gives it to Brandon Gorman. Gorman off the boards and gets it out to center. Stone fires that puck in. Kane waiting for it. Hansel on the intercept. Martin Hansel with Erat. Arcabello takes it away, gives it to Perron. Perron to Yakupov. Out of his reach. Dubnyk's going to come out and play it. Perron with it. Tried to get that puck on net. A bouncer picked up by Stone. This is Martin Erat. Erat, the pass to Tobias Reeder. To the side by Scrivens. Under 10 minutes up to go in regulation time now. The second of 5 meetings. They will hook up again here at Rexall on December the 1st. The Oilers have struggled against the Desert Dogs here at Rexall. They haven't won since 2009. Here at Rexall, they haven't won since 2009. He's with Pouliot. Pouliot off the end of his stick. Pouliot stays with it. Edouard Pouliot laid it back. Purcell thought it was going to be Petrie. Petrie thought it was going to be Purcell. I got it, you take it. Petrie's got it now. Dumps that puck in. Purcell trying to race and negate the icing, but can't do it. You're watching Rogers Oilers Hockey right here on Sports. Tonight's Outstanding Play is brought to you by RE/MAX. Outstanding agents, outstanding results.
Outstanding courage as well in our RE/MAX Outstanding Play. Nikita down to block the shot. Knows it's going to sting. Does it anyway. And then the Arizona Coyotes take over. They are blocking shots on the penalty kill. They are blocking shots 5-on-5. Their forwards are blocking shots. Their defensemen are blocking shots. It doesn't matter who they're getting in a shooting lane. So we're showing some outstanding shot blocking. Some guys want to play some courageous hockey. They got to do it now in the NHL. Coaches demand it.
A big reason that 1 goal is all we have seen so far. It came at 14:08 of the first period. And with Brandon Gormley on the power play. 28 shots for the Oilers, 23 for the Coyotes. Nugent Hopkins, Hall, and Eberle together. Drew on suspending for the rest of this hockey game.
I think you are correct, sir.
Shot. It came at 14:08 of the first period. And with Brandon Gormley on the power play. 28 shots for the Oilers, 23 for the Coyotes. Nugent Hopkins, Hall, and Eberle together. Drew on suspended for the rest of this hockey game.
You are correct, sir.
Hall on suspended for the rest of this hockey game.
You are correct, sir.
Allman battles to get that away from Erat. Gives it to Schultz. Schultz flips it down the ice. Hall will give chase. Icing negated. McCullough gave it away. Almost to Hall. Got it back again. Fired along the boards, and it comes out to center. Tobias Reeder, quick on to Schultz. Schultz, pass deflected by Reeder, comes back into the Coyote zone. McCullough lays it off the boards and down into Oiler territory. Owen plays it for Schultz. Schultz washed it to Erat. Marty Eran back up top. Quick shot there by Korpikoski. Hall deflected that into the corner. Hall on the near side now. Gathers it up. Gives it to Hall. He'll flip it out to center. Both teams want to change. Yandel dumps it in. The keep to Fane. The deal with Korpikoski was right there. Arcabello can't get started. Korpikoski. Vermette. Quick shot. Quick goal. Mikkel Barker. Right there. Arcabello can't get started. Korpikoski. Vermette. Quick shot. Quick goal. Mikkel Barker makes it a 2-0 game.
NHL.
Mikkel Barker makes it a 2-0 game.
It's an unfortunate break for the Edmonton Oilers. It's a shot that is blocked and goes off the stick right to Barker. Puck doesn't get out of the zone. That's the number one problem. If the puck doesn't get out of the zone, it's going to come back into your net without a doubt. Or at your net. So that's a puck that goes off the stick and McKinnon to keep doing the right thing. Get the stick in the passing lane, but it goes right to Barker. Nobody's got a chance to react and settle it in time. And Ben Scrivens gets beat on the blocker's side.
Barker now the
Time, and Ben Scrivens gets beat on the blocker's side.
Barker now the leading goal getter on this Coyote team, and he's got 7 goals. 4 of them have come against the Edmonton Oilers. Natali got spun around by Andrew Ferris.
His shoulder, much how you can't. Oh yeah, we have like a guy like that.
Goodman makes the save on a opportunity. Not against the Hall. This one a harder shot, but it didn't make it through. McCullough can't get it by Hall. Nugent-Hopkins brings it in. Boyd Gordon out in front. Eberle, the pass from Nugent-Hopkins went off his skate. Eberle plays it back to the point. Schultz with wrist shot through traffic. That puck goes straight up in the air. Eberle gathers it up. Hall sees it go by him. No problem. Nugent-Hopkins is there. Nugent-Hopkins on the half wall. Plays it back to the point. Schultz gets it back to Nugent-Hopkins. Walks in. Hall side of the net. His shot is stopped. Time to center it for Eberle. Eberle gathers it up, gets it to Schultz. Schultz with a wrist shot. That one high and wide. McCullough under pressure from Hall gets knocked down. Boyd Gordon works the puck to Nugent-Hopkins. He'll get it back to Schultz in the point. Schultz down to Eberle. Jordan Eberle walking in. Here's Jordan Eberle trying to center. Still has it. Eberle feeds it out in front. Opportunity for Hall. He scores. Right to back. Still has it. Eberle. Jordan Eberle walking in. Here's Jordan Eberle. Hall gets knocked down. Boyd Gordon works the puck. Eberle gathers it up, gets it to Schultz. Schultz with a wrist shot. That one high and wide. McCullough under pressure from Hall gets knocked down. Boyd Gordon works the puck to Nugent-Hopkins. Walks in. Hall side of the net. His shot is stopped. Time to center it for Eberle. Eberle gathers it. Play goal. The present season for so far. Their first power play goal against Arizona in the season series so far. Pouliot, as Gormley is still getting to his feet. And Benoit Pouliot is going to go to the box. And the Oilers will have to kill off a big penalty. Taylor Hall comes back, gets his team within 1.
Okay, is it me? Let's see.
Benoit Pouliot, Brandon Gormley. Brandon Gormley's still hurting. This is a tough one for a player because you want to pressure, but you just cannot make that play. You just can't. You have to put the brakes on and find a different way, take a different angle. I understand what Benoit's trying to do. Your team's 5 minutes left. Your team's down by 1. You just scored. But that's going to get called, and also it's a dangerous play for Brandon Gormley, obviously, and he is hurt.
Now, the good news is that Gormley is staying on the bench. The bad news for the Oilers, it is the 4th power play of this game for the Phoenix Coyotes. And Boyd Gordon called on again against Vermette. Vermette, though, wins this job. Yandel. Ekman Larson will get it back to Yandel. Yandel throws it towards the net. Doan was in front of the puck, went wide. Vermette.
The Oilers penalty, Pouliot, at 15.
Back to the point. Yandel keeps it in. Yandel. Ekman Larson with it now. Ekman Larson Blocked by Petrie. Behind the net for Ferris. Goal on him. Vermette coming in to get the loose puck. Dome gets it to Busker. Back the point for Yandel. Over to Edwin Larson. His shot blocked by Petrie. A bouncing puck. Swept back. Here's Yandel with a shot. What a block by Boyd Gordon as Yandel let that one go. Ekman Larson with it now. He'll snap a shot. Petrie with the block this time. Dome gave it away. And Hendricks able to get it out to center. Jeff Petrie and Boyd Gordon selling out to keep it a 2-1 game. Hendricks will backhand it, and he is going to get off as well. 55 seconds left to go in the penalty to Benoit Pouliot. Yandel hammers that puck in. It just dies for Gagne. He lets a shot go. Scrimmage the save off him and straight up.
I think the glass might have broken in the corner.
The Coyote players complaining they thought that puck went off the netting. Stone fires it in. Hansa leaves it from Irak, who gets it to Gagne. Gagne throws it towards the net, and Scrivens makes the save before Hansel to the Taylor.
Glass.
He's Vermette back to the point. Yandel to Stone. Throws it towards the net, deflected by Gold. 2 cracks at it. Scrivens covers up, and he'll get the whistle. Back to the point, keeping it in with Stone. The penalty is over. There's the shot from the point. Nugent Hopkins has the puck. Pouliot out of the box. Nugent Hopkins, huge head of steam. Nugent Hopkins coming for the net. Right out in front it comes. Cleared back to the point. Keith Ollie keeps it in for the Oilers. Pouliot, Nugent Hopkins, and Everett. Around the near side, Keith Ollie keeps it in, throws it towards the net, and Devin Dubnyk makes it. Hanzo wins that draw, and the Coyotes able to get it out and down the ice. McKeith gave it away to Irak. Barney Irak. Hanzo right out in front. Peter took that just wide. Hall gets knocked down as he gives it to Schultz. Schultz takes a breath. He's got 2 minutes and 12 seconds on the clock. Schultz to McDavid, to Everly, to Hall. Taylor Hall moving in, fires a shot. Dubnyk reaches forward and shoots on the side. Not going in. Irak the hero so far. Everly in the corner. Nugent Hopkins behind the net. Nugent Hopkins works it out in front, trying to find Hall, scrambling for it. Hall with it now. He'll give it to Nugent Hopkins. Ben Scrivens thinking about coming out. Puck comes back to the point. Scrivens cannot get out of the cage. He'll have to retreat. Both teams make changes. We've got 1:40 left to go. Busker intercepts that pass attempt. Arcabello brings it in wide. Fires a shot. Big rebound. The net is empty for the Oilers. Flip down the ice. Pouliot stops it at center. 6 attackers. Pouliot with Purcell. Perron behind the net. He is stopped by Shane Doan. Shane Doan will skate it out himself. Doan flips it to the middle. Cut off there by Arcabello. Back to Ferentz. Ferentz checked by Doan. Doan with an opportunity. Petrie gets there. He'll give it to the captain. Ferentz leads the rush. He'll go cross ice. Pouliot brings it in with less than a minute to go. McCulloch rips it around the boards. Purcell does a good job to keep it in for Ferentz. Perron reaching for it. Ekman Larson gets there first. Bucker to the middle it goes. An opportunity with an empty net. And the pass attempt for Vermette from Kopikoski didn't work.
Tried to be generous.
Vermette with it now. Vermette takes a look. He'll rang some time. We're down to 30 seconds. The Oilers make a change. Ekman Larson fired that around the boards, but nobody touched it. And the Oilers have life. 24.4 seconds to go.
Dallas Aikens will obviously call his timeout now. 24 seconds left.
The play of the game is brought to you by Rogers. Live like never before.
Our play of the game brings one into the other. The big team, Devin Dubnyk slides out, takes a breakaway, and probably empty that goal away. to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins on the penalty kill on the power play, and then right after that, about 30 seconds later, Brandon Gormley with his first NHL goal, and they have not trailed the Phoenix Coyotes since then. Big play by Devin Dubnyk and a big shot by Brandon Gormley.
Mikael Bottler scored at 12:51. Taylor Hall came back at 14:10, and that's where we stand.
It was close to being tied up. You see some wear and tear in the bodies. Puck pops out, got to put down the glove, and Marty Erat turns and gets his stick in the right position at the right time. Taking the goal away from Justin Schultz. Justin had to go down, stop it with his hand. The settle it, then quickly to the stick. But what a second effort by Marty Erat.
The two best face-off men in this hockey game will line up now. A huge drop, both go down. Ekman Larsson plays it high, can't get it by Schultz. Hansel tried to kick it out. Hall controls, but he'll have to clear the zone. 14 seconds remaining. Martin Hansel racing after it against David Perron. The Oilers' 6 attackers desperate to get up the ice. Hall will not have that opportunity. As Devin Dubnyk, in his first ever regulation game against his old team, runs his record now to 4-0-1 as he makes 33 saves, and the Coyotes win 1 as he makes saves.
Complimentary YouTube video player view. 0% vertically scroll.